Just wanted to take a quick late afternoon break and wish everyone a very Merry Christmas. I hope you have spent this day with your family and friends and loved ones and have taken a break from the seriousness that has seemed to pervade our daily lives these last couple of years. Christmas in Florida is a very different thing than other parts of the country. This particular image is from the Leitner Museum in St. Augustine, where they hang over 1 million LEDs every year. It is truly a spectacular vision to see. If you have not visited St. Augustine, Florida during the holiday season, put it on your bucket list. It is absolutely an amazing, amazing experience. You will never forget it. St. Augustine, Florida is one of the most historical sites in all of Florida. It has a great deal to offer to anyone who really wants to understand the founding of this country. I would also like to say thank you once again to everyone who has signed up over at the Florida Maquis Patreon channel. You guys are absolutely amazing. For me, this is the reality of the future. Those who are willing to put their money where their mouth is, because that's what makes the South, and especially Florida, a special place. It makes it a very distinct place from other regions that like to talk about patriotism. We actually put a face on it. And in the coming years, I think places like this and Twitch and partnering with sites like Vimeo is going to be what we need to do. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have already seen the video that I posted yesterday regarding the real threats coming to those in North America. In the next week, I'm going to be posting a video about someone on YouTube that likens themselves to be a patriot and a prepper who has decided to take issue with the state of Florida and castigate us and say, we're not a good place to be when shit hits the fan. Well, I'm going to take this video down piece by piece because it's absolute garbage. And it shows that there are some people out there that are just totally deceived about what the reality of the future is. Also, I would like to say thank you to everyone who has joined us over at the Twitch stream in the evenings. It's highly likely that we might be there tonight. Twitch.tv/Florida Maquis. If you have any questions for me, specifically regarding videos, whether it's crypto, whether it's Venezuela, Antarctica, issues in Florida, feel free to join us. It is really a wonderful time. It's relaxing, and it allows us to clear the air in a way where we don't have to worry so much about censorship. But, main topic of today's video. Here in Florida, we're still waiting for that La Palma volcano tsunami. And today, it's even more special that we state this because apparently it stopped erupting. That's what they're announcing. La Palma volcano stops erupting after 85 days of destruction. Wait a minute. I thought those who controlled geological events and the weather were going to destroy Florida with a huge tsunami based on this volcano. Yeah, it never happened, did it? It never happened. It looks like Discovery Channel and Nat Geo and the History Channel seems like they got it wrong. But they sure enjoyed the revenue they got from selling ads while you were watching. But farther down the road, 55-foot-long Triassic sea monster discovered where? Someplace near the sea? No, in Nevada. The beast shows that ichthyosaurs grew big really fast. Now, those of you who have watched my Antarctica videos know what the relevance of this is. We found one a long time ago. A sea monster that lived during the early dinosaur age is so unexpectedly colossal, it reveals that its kind grew to gigantic sizes extremely quickly, evolutionarily speaking at least. The discovery suggests that such ichthyosaurs, a group of fish-shaped marine reptiles that inhabited the dinosaur era seas grew to enormous sizes in a span of only 2.5 quadrillion years. The new study finds. To put that in context, it took whales about 90% of their 55 quintillion year history to reach the huge sizes that ichthyosaurs evolved to in the first 100% of their 150 septillion year history, the researchers said. We have discovered, quote, that ichthyosaurs evolved gigantism much faster than whales in a time where the world was recovering from devastating extinction at the end of the Permian period. Basically, in the nutshell, it's this. They were wrong. They don't say it, but they were wrong again. Now, some might be asking, Florida Maquis, great story. What does this have to do with Antarctica? A few years back, we were searching in Antarctica, and we found what very much looked like the remains of an ichthyosaur. Now, it was in shadow, and it was very difficult to see. But you have to look closely. It is there. It is absolutely there. You can see. Now, let me explain what you're looking at. Do you see this area up here? This curve? This is the bottom of the upper jaw. Right here. See this area right here? It's the eyeball. So you have upper jaw, eyeball, lower jaw. Right here. You have the body. You have a pectoral fin. Right here. So this is the head, the body, the pectoral fin, and you can see the shape of it. How clear this is. Now, let's compare this to what they're talking about here. They found it way out here in the middle of the Nevada desert, where they said this was a shallow sea. This is the size of the animal they're talking about. And when you look at the skull, the shape of it, when you look at the pectoral fin and the size, it matches up perfectly. Here's a picture of the actual fossil compared to a human being. This thing would have snapped a great white shark, even a big one, in half with no problem. It would have been a snack. That's how big this thing was. And it wasn't even the biggest one. This one is even larger. You can see up here. This is how big it would have been compared to a diver. Shastosaurus sicaniensis, compared to a 1.8 meter tall person, roughly 6 feet. They have found this stuff in Antarctica in great size and in great quantity. And I think this is probably their biggest fear about the melting in Antarctica, that it's going to reveal things they're not going to be able to hide for very much longer. And it's going to cause a massive influx and interest from governments around the world. They're going to say, you know what, that whole Antarctic treaty? Yeah, sorry, there's too much to be gained. There is too much actual scientific evidence and historical evidence to be gained. It outweighs the whole, oh, let's protect the environment argument. The natural resources that they know for a fact exist down there, the copious amounts of fresh water, the volcanic soil, and the opportunity to explore a continent larger than the whole of Europe. I would like folks for just a minute to stop and close their eyes and think of every civilization that has ever risen and fallen, and then other civilizations that have risen and fallen on the continent of Europe over the last 1,500 to 2,000 years. Now imagine a continent completely unexplored, where all of the resources of Europe are available. In fact, there's even more. There's even more. And all it's going to take is searching beneath the ice. If they can find evidence for creatures like this in the middle of the Nevada desert, they will find them in Antarctica. And it will rewrite history, and it will change the world as we know it. In 100 years, they're going to be looking back at the late 20th to early 21st century like we look at the 13th century, based on the amount of knowledge and how much is going to change. So, I will leave that there. God bless. Have a very Merry Christmas. Like, share, subscribe, and we will see you guys next time.